gonna be a juicy one. Let's get right into it. The episode opens up with Sam and Minnie going over to Tanya's place. They said that she's been laying low since the ginger reveal. And before we get into the meat of this scene, I just want to say, Minnie, what's going on? First of all, Minnie got like this blonde or like dirty blonde donut ponytail. It's so high and so like, stop getting your hair done at beauty schools, girl. You have got to have the coin at this stage in your life that season 3 and Mullen is paying for everything. You can get better hair dressers because this donut, this high ebony donut, whatever this is, girl, don't do it again. And then we get into her confessionals and I am not laughing at people who don't have edges. I myself have struggled with my edges. And then I discovered Jamaican black, is it black Jamaican? Or Jamaican black castor oil, whatever it is. Put a little bit on your edges and stop brushing your hair back so tight and your edges will come back. You gotta care for them things. But anyway, she got this wig pushed all the way back and it's like no hair. It's like a part. And it's synthetic hair. And y'all know how I feel about synthetic hair on HD camera. Tanya is in bed resting and she's still a little shaken up from her gender reveal party that she had because Nico showed up and he was very disrespectful to her mom and to Tanya, and it was just uncomfortable because they've been having issues since he came back to Atlanta and like didn't stay with her. Girl, we'll get into it later. Anyway, she starts talking about the issues that she was having with him, and then she said she had found out through producers that Nico had a little sit down with Miss Juicy Baby, and she felt some sort of way about that. And Money is just like, Miss Juicy probably did it out of love, and I honestly think that too. I don't think that Miss Juicy Baby sat down and had a meeting with Nico because she doesn't like Tanya or she wanted to get some tea on her. I felt like she was probably really concerned and wanted to know why he wanted to meet with her. And also, I'll be really honest, I think she also wanted to be like, well, what's the tea? Because that's how Miss Juicy Baby is. But I don't think that she had any ill will besides wanting to get some tea and wanting to see what was up. You know, out of curiosity. I feel like it was more out of curiosity than anything else. But I totally understand where Tanya is coming from. Because I know I would have a problem if my friends are going to meet with my baby father and not telling me. Like, Miss Juicy Baby up to now hasn't even said anything to Tanya. So she has every right to feel the way that she does. I just think that it's not all the way what she thinks it is. Then we head on over to Diva's defense or something, like some self-defense class that Minnie and the twins are at, and they start off with how they have to, as women, they need to protect themselves. And then you know how Minnie is, she gets into this, oh, as little people we need to stick together, and she starts to talk about the issues that she has with Miss Juicy Baby and talking about how she really wants them to come together, and she wants to bring them together through like an escape room. And I didn't understand how an escape room and her and Miss Juicy having issues and little people and all that came together, because this is the thing, and it's always been my problem with Minnie. She creates these situations and then plays victim when they don't fall into her favor. She was the one that crossed the line with Miss Juicy Baby. They both had issues, but when Minnie brought her average size mother into the argument or the disagreement that they had and allowed her mother, I was going to say May because I feel like she probably went up there with a little plan, but I don't know that for sure, but allowed her mother to throw, I still feel like it's assault, because she took something and she threw it at Miss Juicy Baby. And to be honest, I'm an average height person, right? Minnie's mother is intimidating to an average height person. I'm intimidated by that lady. I would never want to get into anything with her because I feel like she could snap me in two. So could you imagine like 4 foot Miss Juicy Baby, how she felt when that woman was towering over her and then throwing these chicken wings with her bigger than average height hands at this little person. And I don't think they ever fully got over that. And then for Miss Juicy Baby to put like a chicken wing, for Minnie to put a chicken wing on Miss Juicy Baby's bobblehead. It was funny. It was also very wrong. And I was just like, that let me know as a viewer, and I feel like it also the same thing for Miss Juicy Baby, let her know that she really wasn't sorry about that situation. So they've always had problems since then. I felt like they were really just putting everything under the carpet just so they can be around each other. But, you know, Minnie, in my opinion, never fully really apologized. Her mother should have apologized to Miss Juicy Baby, and then to do the thing with the chicken wing. It went to a level of just disrespect, and I always feel like it's on Minnie's part. She is the one that always crosses the line. In the words of the late Charlie Murphy, Minnie is a habitual line crosser. The chicken wing on the bobblehead, her average height mother, assaulting her Miss Juicy Baby with chicken wings. Like, she's always crosses a line and then wants to give this whole little people diatribe. And it's like, ma'am, you can't do that. You are the cause of all the drama in this group. And to be honest, you never fully apologized to anybody in the group for lying about being pregnant and then losing your baby. That is such a huge offense. And the way that they've all gotten over it, I don't understand. Maybe it's for the sake of the show, but that is some snapped, some ID channel craziness that she is dealing with. And for them to play ball with her for the sake of the show, I just feel like it's real low. Y'all need to get yourself together and replace her, or deal with the fact that she lied about something major and about something that gets a lot of pregnant women murdered. Like, it's so, like, I don't know. For me, I was just like, this was a huge offense, and they just acted like it was not that big of a deal. And I'm like, that there are chicks out there who kill other women for their babies. Like, that wasn't nothing light. Then Sam and Miss Juicy Baby go out to dinner because Sam wants to confront Miss Juicy Baby because she feels like she should have talked to Tanya first before she talked to Nico. I agree with that. Then while they're sitting down talking, Sam is just like, well, I feel like you should have said something to Tanya first. And Miss Juicy Baby was like, well, that's your opinion. But Nico reached out to me, and Sam was like, he did? And she was like, yes, he reached out to me. And I feel like Tanya's not telling the whole truth. And then she says to Sam about how Nico got put out, and Sam is just like, Tanya didn't tell me that he got put out. She told me that, basically that he left. And that's what Tanya was telling everybody, that Nico left. And we were all thinking that he was like this deadbeat dad that didn't want to be a part of the family. And then Miss Juicy Baby's like, he also told me that he's bisexual. And Sam is sitting there like, Miss Juicy Baby's like, you didn't know. And she's like, well, I had a thought. He always seemed a little feminine. Girl, he seemed feminine to all of us, but we ain't want to say nothing. So long story short, Nico told Tanya that he was bisexual. And the problem, and I think, as somebody who grew up in the church, I've seen this a lot. I'm just going to be real with you. I've seen it a lot, and I've seen that it's, that the women get really angry when the men who they're in relationships with, who are either gay or bisexual, and they want to explore or be with men, they get really, really angry, and they just turn psychotic. And it's just like, ladies, we all saw this, and you knew what you were getting into. Like, if you're with an effeminate man, I think you need to ask these questions first. You know what I mean? Like, if you feel like there's something there, ask the question first so you don't get hurt later. And if you're okay with it, fine. But I feel like Tanya was okay with it because she thought, like a lot of women do, that she could probably cure him of being gay, or, her vagina is so bomb he won't want to be with a man. But it's who he likes, it's who he wants to be with. So I feel like because Nico wanted to come down to Atlanta and work on being, co-parenting with Tanya, but not being in a relationship with her, I think that's probably why she threw him out, because I feel like she was upset that he probably was going out with men, seeing other men, maybe a dude came to pick him up at the house or something, and she got upset because she probably thought that they were going to come down there and play house. And that's, that ain't happened. Then Miss Juicy drops this nugget. Baby, wait, he was with his boyfriend when Tanya told him that she was pregnant. Wow. What? First of all, how does the boyfriend feel that he's, you know what? I'm not even trying to get into it, but baby, no, Nico wasn't banging Tanya and then going back home to be with his boo. Maybe him and his boo broke up. That's why he came down to Atlanta. Then we cut to Tanya, who's meeting with her first child's baby father, Vaughn, over the phone. And before we even get into that, I think it's so adorable that Tanya's daughter loves avocado. Like, you know what I mean? Because kids normally don't like healthy things, or I guess, in my experience, I think if you raise a child on that type of food, they'll really, really like it. Like, my mom raised my sisters and I like that, so we really liked, well, my older sister, myself, my little sister was able to eat all kinds of junk, but we weren't like that. My mom was like a vegan at first, and we were eating, like, we grew up on like fruits and vegetables. That was like our snacks, that was our meal. Like, that's all we knew. We didn't really get introduced to meat until we were like almost teenagers, but my little sister was already into all of that. Anyway, I just thought it was really adorable that her little baby was just sitting there on the counter eating avocado, like raw avocado, just eating it out of the shell. I was just like, oh my goodness, that was so adorable. She really is like a health freak. So I like the fact that it was that type of eating was transferred onto her children, even that the fact that her little daughter just saw an avocado and just thought it was so delicious and she just started eating it, because you really can't get kids to eat like that, just in my experience. So I thought that was a very good thing, and I like that. And it inspired me as somebody who wants to be a parent someday. Anyway, back to the mess. What I didn't like what Tanya did in this scene was that she called Vaughn and told him that Nico had a problem with him. And I didn't like that, because now you're creating tension between the fathers of your children. And I felt like she was only doing that because she was on the outs with Nico. If she wasn't on the outs with Nico, she would have never said anything to Vaughn about him talking about him. Because now she planted the seed in Vaughn, and Vaughn is just like, oh, what is he saying about me? Because he probably already has some feelings towards Nico, since Tanya cheated on Vaughn with Nico and had a child, and still wants to be with Nico. Like, Tanya wants to be with Nico. It's the fact that Nico doesn't want to be with her fully. Nico likes having sex with her, but I feel like he's bi in a sense where he likes having sex with women, but he probably enjoys being in relationships with men. You know, he probably wants to be in relationships with men more than he wants to be with women, but he does enjoy having sex with women, little women. You know, because there's been the word on the street about him and his little fetish. But I ain't even going to say, you know, I don't know for sure. But I've been reading some things. Anyway, I just feel that what Tanya did was low. And it's not smart to do that with your children, because your children, regardless of how you feel about the baby fathers or whatever you're going through, they're still family. Those kids are still family. And Vaughn has been a very strong father figure in both of your kids' life. And just be honest, your third child as well, he's probably going to be a very strong father figure. However, Nico is still biologically the father of two of your kids. So to create tension between these two men because you feel some sort of way that the one baby father that you want don't want you is just idiotic, because you're going to create a tension. You're going to create a space that is not only going to harm you, but it's really going to have such a dire effect on your kids. And that just wasn't smart, in my opinion, for her to do that. But I knew exactly what she was doing. She was being a manipulative woman, and she was trying to get her men to get into a little issue over her, because she feels a certain way about one of the baby fathers that she wants that don't want her. It's petty, and it's dangerous, and it's not smart. Does Money have a bandana around this donut ponytail? I can't it's always Atlanta that does me dirty with the fashions. No other TV show that I have watched has ever done this to me, but the TV shows that I watched are set in Atlanta. Oh, it be garbage. What is up with the fashions down there? Minnie, the twins, they all sit down and meet, and Minnie brought the girls together because she wants to invite everybody to the escape room. But before she can even say that, Money is just like, well, guess what? Miss Juicy Baby then told me some tea about Tanya. And then she does something that's like, I didn't get it. It just seemed so unnecessary instead of just saying what it was. But she's like, do you like that flag over there? And it was like a gay flag. And the girls are just like, wait, what? And she's just like, yeah, well, Nico is bisexual. And I don't know, it's just so childish to be like, look at that flag. Nico was bisexual. I don't know. Anyway, but she did that, and the girls are just like, oh my goodness, why didn't she tell us that he's bisexual? Because you don't have to. Like, why does somebody have to introduce their partner to you and also give their sexual preference? Or do they also have to give their body count as well? Like, who are you guys? You guys are not friends like that for Tanya to have to tell you all of her business. This group just always shocked me. And then Minnie is just like, well, you know, I'm working on me, so I want to invite you all to an escape room. And I'm like, what the hell does this escape room have to do with her being a better person? I have no idea. I just feel like it's probably a storyline thing, maybe, that they all have to get together and do something, because she keeps on trying to correlate her getting her life together and being a better person with this escape room. And I'm just like, have you done an escape room? Girl, it's terrifying. So the fact that you are equating yourself to an escape room is pretty damn accurate. Okay. And also, did you see how Andrea was eating that chicken wing? She put the entire She put the entire chicken wing in her mouth, skin and all, and just pulled it out. I was just like, you don't rip it off. She ate that chicken wing like a straight savage. She was just like, ah. I'm like, oh, girl. So Miss Juicy Baby and Tanya sit down for a little meeting. And Tanya is just saying to Miss Juicy Baby, why didn't you just tell me that you were going to meet with him before you even met? And Miss Juicy Baby's just like, I'm grown. I didn't have to tell you what I was going to do. And Tanya's just like, in her confessional, she's just like, I just wish Miss Juicy Baby would admit that she just went there for the gossip. And I kind of agree with her, you know, now just looking through it. I'm just like, I do feel like she went there because she wanted to know what was going on, the tea. But also she said when Nico called her, it was like a frantic call, you know what I mean? Like he was very concerned. So she was, he was sounding like it was a big issue. So she said, I was concerned to see like what was going on. But I also feel like it was a twofold thing, so I totally understand. But then Tanya drops this tea and she's just like, because Miss Juicy Baby just like, he told me that he's bisexual. And did you know about it? And Tanya's just like, yeah, I knew. I like women too. So I don't have a problem with that. Miss Juicy Baby is like, what? Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Tanya and Nico just need to work it out. I can't with this couple. I mean, this changes everything now. I feel like Miss Juicy Baby right now. I don't know what to think. You know what I mean? Because I was listening to what Nico said to Miss Juicy Baby. And I felt like I had an idea what was going on, and then Tanya drops this tea, and I'm just like, would a bisexual woman be mad that a bisexual man is with a man and not with her? I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works. I'm just trying to look at it from my perspective, but I still kind of feel like Tanya is upset that Nico doesn't want to be with her, that he wants to be with somebody else that's not her. So I feel like she's creating all of these issues with her community and with Vaughn, to try to turn them against Nico, because she's upset that even though he came down to Atlanta, he didn't come down here for her. He came down here to try to be a father to his kids, but he did not want to be in a relationship with her. So I feel like she's kind of butthurt about that, and she's being very petty about the situation. But girl, who knows what else is going to drop in this episode? Stay tuned. As the conversation persists, Tanya says to Miss Juicy Baby that Vaughn moving down here, because Nico had a problem with Vaughn moving down here, and she was just like, well, Vaughn moving down here is not the same as Nico moving down here. And Miss Juicy Baby was like, why? Because you don't feel the same way about Vaughn that you do about Nico. And then Tanya takes a moment, and then she starts crying. And then Miss Juicy Baby, in her confessional, it's like, I knew it. She's in love with him. And I think that's what it's always been. She's in love with Nico, but Nico isn't in love with her. And then she got all these kids by this dude that don't love her, and she probably, like some women do, think that a baby will keep a man, and it never does. It never does. The only way a man will say it is if he wants to, and Nico doesn't want to. He probably wants to be a father to the kids, maybe see what it's like, but I don't think that I know he doesn't want to be with Tanya, and that's really upsetting. But back to the chicken wings and how these women eat chicken wings in the show. Did you see how Miss Juicy Baby was eating that chicken wing? She was eating it like Andrea. She put it in her mouth and just pulled it out. Is this how they eat chicken wings in the South? Because I am of the North, and down here we pick our chicken wings apart and we pull the meat off. Nobody just puts an entire wing in their mouth, remove the skin and the meat with their tongue and pull out the bones. That is some like samurai level chicken wing eating. I have never seen that before in my life until this show. So Minnie meets with her fine personal trainer, and honestly, I have not been a fan of her on the show since she lied about being pregnant. But I'm very proud of her that she is taking back her life and getting herself together and wanting to be healthy and just lose weight so she could be a better Minnie. And I think, honestly, that may help her when she likes who she is on the outside and works on what's going on inside. I think that will help her with the lying, because I feel like Minnie does that and makes herself a victim because she's not happy with what's going on outside of her and what's going on in a person, like with inside of a person. When they can't handle it, it comes out, and it comes out in the form of maybe overeating, maybe undereating, maybe self-harm, you know what I mean? So basically the physical, what you can see on the outer, the physical, it's a reminder of what's going on the inside, because you can't really deal with what's going on, so it starts to like overflow, and then it gets to the point where it starts taking a toll on your physical being, and that's when other people can notice that something is actually going on. So I feel like that's probably her issue, or many of her issues. So I'm glad that she's she's at least tackling the weight. Hopefully she gets a therapist and tackles the mind, and a lot of other things in her life. But I'm proud of her that she's getting this, that she's getting herself together. I hope that it changes who she is as a person. It makes her a better person. If she's getting to a healthier Minnie, maybe she can get to a healthier Minnie mentally as well, and not just physically. I don't know, but I mean, I want to like her, but the lying is just such a turnoff for somebody, as a viewer, watching this show and just watching her continue to lie and play victim and just really just be the tornado that keeps this group all over the place. Like when you watch it back, and I don't know why the cast members, I don't know why they always come to the reunion and nobody really addresses her like they should. Because when you watch the whole season back, they have to see that she is like the match and the gasoline of every issue that they've ever had as a group. I don't know why they don't see it. Who knows? Maybe she's an EP. I don't know, but I just never understood why they never accurately call her on her mess, and that Miss Juicy Baby is the only person who does it. By the way, did you see that trainer's pecs when he was throwing out that Cinnamon Toast Crunch? I was like, yes! What is his Instagram? Because I want to see some things. So the girls get together for the escape room, and can I tell you, the lady who is like the tour guide or the leader of the escape room, she is the perfect person to work escape rooms. If you have never been to an escape room, then you don't know what I'm talking about. But whoever that woman is that works at the escape room, perfect candidate. Like, that is the perfect worker for something like that. She just fits it so perfect. I was watching her and I was just like, yep, this is exactly who I would think would be working at an escape room. Yep. So the girls are in the escape room and they're actually really working together. So Minnie's idea of bringing them together in the escape room to bring the girls together really was a great idea. It did get her and Miss Juicy Baby to talking, but I don't think it really did anything because they never addressed the issues. They just worked together and had a good time. Anybody can really do that. Even if you don't like the person, if you're in something fun, you're in a fun activity, you kind of let those things go to just have a really good time. So anyway, after the escape room, Minnie calls Miss Juicy Baby over and she wants to talk to her. And Miss Juicy Baby is sitting there in them big wide jeans and she's like, yes. Her jeans were like parachute pants. I don't know. Miss Juicy Baby, I don't know what's going on with her fashions this season. I felt like she used to put it on in all of her scenes last season. But this season, she's so dressed down. Like, she's not wearing the makeup. She's not wearing the jewelry. She keeps her hair done, but that's about it. Like, she's in like this big t-shirt and these big wide pants. And I'm like, in these like running shoes. And I'm just like, you're not trying to put it on for the cameras? You know what I mean? Like, I get that this is their everyday lives or whatever, and they're filming for a certain amount of time, but I don't know. I just expected more. Like, you're on national TV, at least put on a blush or something. I don't know. I mean, maybe I can appreciate her just not really caring anymore, but I think I distinctly remember her like really dressing it up. She used to wear like peplum dresses and heels. So I don't know what's going on there. I hope it's not like a medical thing or anything, but I just noticed that she is not really putting in any effort fashion wise or makeup wise. She does put a lot of time into her hair, but makeup and the fashions, no. This season, so I don't know what's going on. Minnie then tells Juicy, I've been having a lot of seizures and I'm concerned about my health, and with the seizures that I was having where I was sleeping at night really woke me up. So I just want to move forward with you and get things together. And I was like, stop that manipulative mess, because that's what Minnie does all the time. Instead of saying sorry, she plays victim so that people can feel sorry and not get an apology, but end up apologizing to her because of what she's going through. And I cannot take that same formula that she does every time, because it's just a way for her to get away with being a horrible person. I'm sorry that you're having seizures at night. It does not make up the fact that you got your mother to assault your friend at the time, who was not believing the lies that you were saying about dating somebody and being pregnant. That did not cause for you to do that, and then to continue to be nasty to her and blow up and say horrible things and continue to cause conflict amongst the group. You having seizures at night does not excuse that. I'm sorry. Minnie is going over the same excuse. I want to turn over a new leaf. I want to start I want to start over again. I want to move forward. You did wrong. I did wrong. Let's move forward. That's not how you apologize to somebody when you've done them dirty. Like, you cannot do that. And Miss Juicy Baby, I totally understand. She was just not here for it. She was just sitting up there and watching her, and she was just like, you know what, we've been here before. You're always turning over a new leaf. Like, your actions have to speak louder than your words, and I get it. And just because you apologize to a person and you want to move forward does not mean the person that you offended or you harmed has to move forward and forgive you right then and there. If you are really sorry and you want forgiveness from that person, you continue to work on that, or you give that person some time and some space to breathe. You don't get mad at them when they don't accept your apology right away, because Miss Juicy Baby was not remorseful, or not remorseful, but because she wasn't feeling like, oh, you know, she didn't fall for the, oh, you're having seizures, I'm so sad. She didn't do any of that. She was just like, well, I'm not tearing the group apart. I've moved forward. Like, she hasn't done anything. Let's be real. Miss Juicy Baby has not done anything for Miss Minnie to react the way that she reacted. Her not coming to your housewarming party with your mother who was going to be there, your mother who assaulted her, her not feeling comfortable going there, made you do all the things that you did and say all the things that you did. It's just, it's not, it doesn't add up. It doesn't match. Like, she's a habitual line crosser. And then as soon as Miss Minnie was not, Miss Juicy Baby, as soon as she was not receptive to that apology right away, Miss Minnie just walks off, and then she gets her friends, the twins, the Petty twins, and then she goes out and she starts calling Miss Juicy Baby all these names. She calls her old, and, you know, talks about her weight. Then she says that if she was on fire, I wouldn't put her out even if I had a cup of water. So were you really sorry? Because after, like, within a second, after you didn't get the reaction that you wanted, all of a sudden you say all of these things. You have all of this anger built up. All these nasty things are sitting right there after you don't get the reaction that you wanted. You weren't sorry. You just want to move forward so that you can have your hands clean of all of the mess that you do. And that is just not how it works. And I'm team Miss Juicy Baby on this one right here, because Minnie, she doesn't really apologize. She always wants to move forward, but she's always crossing the line, or she's always lighting the match and pouring the gasoline. And of course, Minnie does what she always does when she does not win an argument or a disagreement that she's having with friends. She goes and runs to her mother so she can get the approval that she needs for her terrible behavior. Because Minnie is out shopping with her mom, and she's telling her what happened between her and Miss Juicy Baby. Of course, she's over exaggerating and not really telling the truth. And then the mom is sitting up there, well, you know what? It's like you're in a toxic relationship with the man. And what do you do when you're in a toxic relationship with the man? You cut the man loose. No, the toxic person in the relationship, mother, is your daughter, and you always excuse her bad behavior, even when you know that you're excusing poor behavior, or you know that your daughter is lying. You still accept that folly and ride with her. That is not being a mother. That is being an enabler for somebody that's really messed up. So Tanya goes to meet with Nico. Titties out. Yes, girl, try to get him back any way you can. But she goes to meet with Nico at the studio because Nico wants to talk about their last meeting. And all I have to say about this is, why are all of the Little Women baby fathers all like in the studio, all trying to make music, all trying to be singers, all trying to be rappers? What is up with like rappers and R&B singers and Little Women? Like, what is going on here? All their baby fathers is working on music. Conversation between Tanya and Nico is kind of awkward and uncomfortable, and it just, you know, it's sad because she has to come to terms with the fact that she's in love with a man that is not in love with her, and she's dealing with that in this moment, because she says to him, she says, me and you, I realize we're done. Let's just make it about the kids. And you can even see it in her when she says it, how the poor girl just deflates. And I feel so bad for her, because you just can't make those emotions go away. You just can't like shake love off. And Nico, he realizes that she's in love with him, and that it's just not going to happen, because he feels remorseful as well. But then she says, let's just make it about the kids, and I don't want to see you. And I'm like, girl, I understand taking your time away from seeing him and giving yourself time to heal. But it's like, you just can't be petty in this. You're two people who came together and made children. You just didn't work out in a relationship, so you got to be a bit more mature than that. But it's fresh and it's new for her, so I'm gonna let her live. But then she also says to Nico, I don't need you talking to my friends about us or what's going on or about me. He's just like, well, I want to make sure you're not doing the same thing too. Full stop. First of all, those are her girlfriends. She's going to talk about you till the cows come home. You got to deal with that. But I also understand Nico is just like, you're talking about me on a TV show, and an interpretation or an idea of me is being put out there that isn't true. So he had to go to Miss Juicy Baby and film this scene to get his truth out, because he knew he wasn't going to have it with Tanya. I understand both sides, but you telling a girl to not tell her girlfriends about you or talk about you to her girlfriends is never going to happen. Girl, then the conversation gets juicy. Ooh, ooh. This was an intimate conversation, because then Tanya she brings up Vaughn, and listen, I'm a woman, okay? We know what we're doing. She brings up Vaughn to hurt Nico, and she's just like, so what's your problem with Vaughn? And Nico's like, it's obvious, isn't it? We were supposed to do the parenting thing together, and then because I don't want to be in a relationship with you, all of a sudden we're not doing it together. Now Vaughn is doing it. And she's like, well, why do you care? Like, what is it? Like, she's trying to get him to say that he still cares about her. But it's not that he doesn't care about you in that way. He does care about you, but he doesn't want to be in a relationship with you, girl. He just wants to be the father of his children. Like, you guys agreed on it. But Tanya is just like, well, you're saying that you can't be yourself around me, and you don't want to be with me. You're saying all of these things. So of course I had to move forward with Vaughn. And then Nico was just like, well, you said the same thing. You said you didn't want to be in a relationship. You said you didn't want a kid. And she was just like, well, obviously I lied. I did want those things. You know what? Props to her for admitting it, man. Props for her for admitting it. Oh, this happens to so many people, especially women. Man, you want to go along with what the dude is saying because you love that man and you want it to work, and you just think, if I just have sex with him, or if I just give him a baby, or if I just show him that I'll be down for him, that maybe, then just maybe it'll change his mind. When a man shows you who he is, ladies, believe it. You can never change a man. Don't ever believe that you can. Ah, poor Tanya. I feel so bad for her because I understand. I've never been there. Ooh, thank you, Jesus, but I understand. I've been in a strong like with a dude that hasn't liked me for whatever reason, because he's crazy. But I understand, you know what I mean? Damn. Then she tells this dude that she's broken. Oh my God. This scene, I was tearing up. I felt so bad. I was like, oh my goodness, Tanya. She was just like, I'm broken, and I can't talk to you right now. If I need you, I will let you know. I don't want you to be in the delivery room when I give birth, because I want to, I'm going to be in pain. And if I'm crying, I want to be crying from pain, not because my heart is broken. I want to push with my mom. Oh, gosh. And I understand, but I also kind of feel bad for Nico, because I'm just like, that's his kid. He can't see his child come into the world because your relationship didn't work out. But I understand she's the one pushing that kid out. This was such a hard scene to watch, and what a way to end the episode. Jeez. See, this is what I'm talking about. If you're going to be a reality TV show, really give me something to pull me in. Little Women, these Little Women shows have been bringing the heat. You average height reality TV shows need to watch what Little Women, Atlanta, Dallas, whatever, New York, LA, all of them is doing. They are really bringing the heat. Y'all need to get your weight up. Well, then Tanya walks out, and I guess it's Nico's song that was playing when she first walked into the studio. It's playing in the background, and it's a really, really sad song. Actually, pretty good. I would like to hear the full thing. But Tanya is sitting out there with the rain just falling down, on the ground, and then Nico's sad song is playing, and then you cut to a scene of him just looking down in the studio while you can hear his song playing. And I was just like, wow, this was hella emotional. But good job, Nico, on the song. I would love to hear the full thing. If any of you knows where I can hear the song, I would love to hear it. From what I could hear, it was low, but from what I could hear, it sounded pretty good, and they really fit this dreadful scene. That's where the episode ends, and girl, next week is going to be just as juicy and emotional. Come through, Little Women Atlanta. Y'all are really bringing the heat. Well, I will be there to review it next week, and I hope to see you there. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next week for episode 16 of Little Women Atlanta. Bye, guys.